Mercedes-Benz is well known for sedans that set the pace for the whole industry. The E-Class and the S-Class have both set the standard for the segments for generations. But there's another kind of Mercedes that's always been very special to our engineers and our designers, so much so that even when other car makers walked away from it, we stayed devoted to its romance, its style, and its unique way of melding performance, luxury, and designs that always start out very modern, but eventually become classic. I'm talking about Mercedes-Benz Coupes, and it might surprise people to learn that even today, we offer nearly a dozen coupe models. Coupes aren't for everybody. In fact, that's part of their appeal. It's not that uncommon to see customers in our showrooms naturally drawn to them for their beauty, but then most of them decide they need the practicality of 4 doors. The ones who do get the coupe know they're doing something very special for themselves. This got Mercedes-Benz designers thinking, what if you could have the passion of a coupe with the practicality of a sedan? And so they invented the CLS, the world's first 4-door coupe. It's sleek, sexy, and sporty, like a true Mercedes coupe. And it's got a beautiful cabin with 4 individual seats, like a true Mercedes coupe. But it has 4 doors, 4 very stylish doors, and a sweeping roofline. Suddenly, we had a whole new category of car for our customers, and a whole lot of admirers. In fact, if you look across the industry, you'll see a lot of sedans that seem more coupe-like today. So you might say this is a shape that reshaped the industry. The first time you see a CLS, you know it's a Mercedes-Benz coupe. The wide grille, the prominent star, the powerful hood. But you also know it's something different. The headlamps probably catch your eye first, and that's because they're like no other car. They're the world's first full LED active headlamps. Inside each lamp are 77 LEDs that carry out a number of lighting functions. At night, the headlights continually change the pattern of their beams. As you turn into a corner, they steer with you. And where ordinary headlights have just high beams and low beams, these adapt infinitely, kind of like the dimmer switch on your dining room chandelier. So they always shine as far ahead as they can, without causing glare for other drivers. Even in daytime, they're like works of art. The details are really beautiful, like the way these tiny LED running lights lead your eye to the single crossbar of the grille, or the way the overall shape sweeps perfectly into the hood and around the side, into the front wheel arches. The CLS was designed by a young designer named Hubert Lee, who heads up our advanced design studio in California. He describes the car as an animal that's about to pounce, and you certainly get that idea when you look at the way the body wraps around the front wheels. 18-inch wheels are standard on the CLS, with 19s optional, in a total of 6 designs, including the AMG model. When you look at the profile as a whole, it's clearly a Mercedes-Benz coupe. The hood is long and powerful, the overhangs are short, and the stance is aggressive and confident. And the roofline is the defining feature, a single arch with just the right amount of tension to pull it smoothly into the short trunk. And of course, here's what makes the CLS like no other coupe before it, the 4 doors. You'll notice the frameless glass even before you open them. It gives it a cleaner, almost seamless look, a lot like our pillarless 2-door coupes. With the CLS, the designer Hubert Lee captured something that's really hard to do. It's a very flowing design, and yet it's chiseled and muscular. He managed to make it both aggressive and sensual, like a strong, agile animal who's completely at ease with all his power. And when you drive this car, you realize he couldn't be more right. Of course, being a Mercedes, there's more to its design than styling. Engineering leadership is always our core value. And one of the recent goals has been for all of our cars to have the best aerodynamics in their class. The obvious benefit is efficiency, but there's more to it than just reduced drag. Our engineers never just focus on one area at the expense of another. So you'll find little details all over the car that let it harness the air for all sorts of reasons, like better stability at speed or a quieter ride. The side mirrors are even designed to deflect water away from the windows when you're on a rainy highway. The back of the CLS is no less breathtaking than the front or the side profile. The rear fenders have some of these bold muscles, but they also flow perfectly into the taillights and the trunk. You might not expect it, but there's nearly as much trunk space as our E-Class sedan under here. Of course, there's full LED lighting in back, just like the front, with a unique loop shape that really sets it apart at night. Down below, the lower body continues the shape it starts at the front and finishes it off with twin tailpipes that echo the shape of the lights. And if you think these look good, you should hear how they sound. There's another tradition that makes a Mercedes-Benz Coupe special, even among our own cars, and that's the interior. It's just a rewarding place to spend time, and that comes from how it's designed and how it's crafted. First of all, there are 4 seats, 2 in the front and 2 individual seats in the back, with a console in between that runs the entire length of the cabin, front to rear. And then, all over the cabin, you see special attention to every detail. The dashboard is unique to the CLS. It's not shared with any other car in our line, and it envelops the 4 seats in a way that gives everyone their own personal comfort zone. And everywhere you look or touch, it's like you're looking into our history. We still polish the wood trim by hand, and hand-fit the leather to each seat. Almost every panel is top-stitched, even the dash and the armrests. The trim that looks like metal is real metal, so it feels as good as it looks, and it's made to last. Of course, the driver always gets the best seat in the house. The gauges are also unique to the CLS. There's a color screen in the speedometer that gives you illustrated menus. You can personalize a large number of the car's features to your liking. The steering wheel is thick and sporty, with an electronic gear selector and paddle shifters, so you never have to take your hand off the wheel to choose a gear. You'll notice that the 7-inch screen in the dash is at the same level as the gauges, so your eyes don't have to adjust. And on the console, right where your hand falls, is our central controller, which gives you really easy control of the audio and navigation. A 610-watt Harman Kardon surround sound system and state-of-the-art navigation with 3D maps and live traffic and weather are all standard. And with our new Embrace 2 system, you can use internet-based apps like Yelp and Facebook as easy ways to enter destinations. There's also standard Bluetooth and a very advanced voice control system that learns how you speak, so you can do a lot of things hands-free. We talk a lot about traditions at Mercedes-Benz because they mean a lot to us. But when you're a car company, you don't get to be 125 years old by looking back. So while you see things in the CLS that pay a tribute to our history, like the grille or the analog clock in the dash, our most important tradition is leading the way with new technology. If you think about the safety features you expect in any car today, they all got their start at Mercedes-Benz. Airbags, ABS, stability control, and even crumple zones. So of course, the CLS has our latest generation of all of those, including 10 standard airbags. It also offers a lot of new safety systems that are the first of their kind. Our Attention Assist looks at more than 70 parameters while you drive and alerts you if you get drowsy at the wheel. Our Pre-Safe system senses an accident before it happens and adjusts the seat belts and seats to help the restraints be more effective. You can also get night vision, active blind spot assist, active lane keeping assist, and Distronic, which is one of my favorite features. Distronic is our automated cruise control that you can even use in stop-and-go traffic. Mercedes-Benz has made our 4MATIC all-wheel drive available on all of our coupe lines now, including the CLS 550. And as much as it does for winter driving, it's also a performance feature. It only adds 100 pounds to the car, so you get the same sporty balance in the handling and the same EPA rating on the highway. In fact, that fuel economy rating is pretty amazing when you consider how much power there is. Both the CLS 550 and the CLS 63 AMG are powered by our newest bi-turbo V8s, which are more powerful than ever, but cleaner and greener too, thanks to direct fuel injection and a lot of advanced technology. The CLS 550 has 402 horsepower, and the AMG model puts out 516. And amazingly, they both have the same highway fuel economy rating too. You really have to drive this car to get the whole idea, because it's how it comes together that's so much fun. There's a growl in the exhaust when you put your foot down, and the torque comes on strong from the get-go. What's the most fun is how it seems to match your mood. There's air suspension with adaptive damping and a sport mode. The transmission also matches your driving style, and also has a sport mode. So when you want refinement, it's smooth and relaxed. And as soon as you decide you want to enjoy all its power, it springs into action. I guess that's what the designer means by an animal, strong and agile. And I think that's what makes the CLS different from any other four-door car, and anyone else's coupe. It's got a knockout body, but it's the soul that makes it a Mercedes-Benz.